I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Andra Ewa, the floor of Parliament, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama called for the transparency in the expenditure of the Ghana Football Association budget, especially with respect to the Black Stars of Ghana. Nodin Kumo Winina Ebetu Jano, and Communications Director at the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asante Chum, Ewa Sporty FM Sono, on also the Nigerian Chere Edia Ba, and also, dear His Excellency Ekayene dear, there be GF no dear. Enyomo NSO mutimi publish Black Stars budgets. Omo the NSO mbe present and as to how our budgets ne be biano, ni nyina be free sports ministry ho ene ediaba. Aside that, remunerations be hwa womo eni tria edema other national team coaches no. The sports ministry no etria eye Black Stars technical team ne de no. Even for physiotherapists for video analysts ne ade no. During occasion and I say during the match time to say Ghana yene Chad and Madagascar bono. Eno betimi anya bibi kakra e de ato mobotom enkomo nkyiremu nyina no ye bekwa akotie bra na eye phone call interview eno mutimi ne have ye. Aside that utimi de kwan Black Stars ye squad announcements ebeba so etu ge kire say oh send a FIFA calendar ne tie no ebeka 14 days to the matches bia na ena coach bia be submit ne de ansa na FA ne so etimi invite players ahodo amobi ate ase say obe available ana onya available enti Ghana yene Chad bebo on the 21st in the year. Say Otuado ne technical team ebe submit Black Stars. Ye squad ye di be shia Chad ne Madagascar na. Ebe jina ebi afiti the 7th of March echo. Inkomo nchiri mu nyina no. Yen koni enkotie na yetie ba mesan de nkomo aka e de ato aso de amao. Inti bo modi aso be like video no. Now we share to other social media platforms. So if you from platform we so subscribe to channel and post notification bell no. Me aso na fato all. Ladies and gentlemen, into the full phone interview of the Communications Director of the Ghana Football Association and Sporty FM.
Country's national football teams and budgets and all of that. I think we have Henry on the line. Henry Asante Chum, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning.
Matt, good morning.
Yes, how are you doing, Henry?
What you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Your thoughts on the president's call for transparency in terms of the national team budget, especially the Black Stars. The GFA works closely with the Black Stars, getting it ready for tournaments and all of that. And the president wants more light to be thrown onto the expenditure of the national teams, especially the Black Stars. What do you make, or what does the GFA make of the president's call from the State of the Nation address yesterday?
But let me admit that we are very grateful to the president for highlighting the significance of the 6 matches in the World Cup qualifying. We also of the Black Stars being the pale shadow of its glory. To change the fortunes of the team, especially this time going into crucial topics on the back.
And if you can hear me, can you please reposition yourself if possible? The line seems to be breaking at a certain point, so we can't seem to hear you well.
Okay. Is it better now?
Okay, I think it's better now. So you can make your thoughts and then we'll assess the line as we go along.
Okay, so I was only emphasizing the need for all of us to recognize. I think we looking at the performance of the team in the risk of nations. Yes, we were the first to admit that the team is in its pale shadow of itself, like the president mentioned, and then also we should be the first to admit that Ghanaians are disappointed based on recent results of the team. So it is about time we come together to work on recapturing the glory and the status, as it were. We were once a powerful football house on the African continent, but recent times it hasn't been good. Now, on the budget, this is the process. Before I answer your question, I would like to take your listeners through the process. When the Black Stars, let me use the upcoming games for example.
Okay.
When the Black Stars are getting ready for competitions, whether a one-off game or a tournament. In this case, let me say we are 3 weeks away from playing Chad and Madagascar. So what we do as a federation or as an association is to put figures together. This is not a tournament, so flight tickets, accommodation for the team, feeding for the team, possibly winning bonus, and then per diem for players and technical staff, and occasionally officials who travel with the team. Now, when we put these figures together, we make a presentation to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Now, the ministry then forwards those figures to Cabinet for approval. Between the ministry and Cabinet, we do not play any role. There are occasions where the budget or the figures we present to the ministry is reduced, or some is completely taken out of the proposed budget that we present to the ministry. So between the sports ministry and Cabinet, we do not come in. The ministry then gets back to the FA to say, okay, you presented A, B, C, D, and we have approved E, F, G, H, and that's final. We do not have an input, we do not have say, we did not challenge the ministry why we presented 2 CD and you approved 1 CD. We did not come in.
Okay.
So making budgets of the Black Stars public is not the responsibility of the Football Association. It's not. We don't come in at all. Making Black Stars budget public is the responsibility of the ministry. Because the farthest we go is to present the budget, and it ends there. Again, when the budget is approved, the money is not given to the FA. Once the budget is approved and the team is traveling to a tournament, the ministry decides that an accountant travels with the team. And this accountant pays the players, they sign a claim sheet, and he gives to his bosses the claim sheet to regard expenditure of the team within a particular period of time. In all of these processes, we do not come in. So making budgets public or making expenditure public is not the responsibility of the FA. It's the responsibility of the ministry. And the ministry represents government. So if the government today has decided to make Black Stars budgets public, it is good for all of us. It's for our general good. At the end of the day, Ghanaians deserve to know how much is expended on the team, not only the Black Stars, but all the other national teams. Not only football, but all the other federations and disciplines. And this is something that I think we all need to know. There is a line between presenting a budget and then approving a budget. The approval body is the ministry and government. And once that body is the ministry and government, they have to make it known to the public and not the FA.
Okay, I mean
especially when we do not touch money. The money is not as if once the budget is approved, okay, 2 million has been approved. GFA come for the 2 million. No, that is not what happens. What happens is that the 2 million stays with government. They give it to a spending officer. He travels with the team to the tournament venue or the game venue. He pays the players. He pays the technical team. There is a claim sheet. They take the per diem. When maybe, okay, we went to Angola, you remember, to play against Angola in the AFCON qualifier.
Yes.
Then Ishahaku Fatawu got injured. Immediately we had to rush him to the hospital. I will give you another example. 3 years ago, we went to Central Africa. We went to Angola again to play against Central Africa Republic. If you remember, Jonathan Mensah collapsed on the pitch.
Yes, I remember.
We rushed him to the hospital. Of bills and all of that. The ministries accountant who holds the budget went to the hospital, paid the money, took receipts, and reverted to Accra with the receipts. When we travel and the team needs, let's say, fruits, banana, pasta, bandage, gentian violet, medical, those petty things that the medics use. They find the nearest hospital, they go with the spending officer, they go for the items, he pays for those items, and he reverts to Accra with receipts. We don't touch money. Never has it happened that the FA takes budget to ministry approves the budget, and they give the money to the FA. It has never happened. Never. So it's the responsibility of the government to make the people aware that for this tournament, the FA presented $2 million. We as a government have approved the budget or the proposal, and we have approved $1.2 million. It ends there. We cannot fight. We are not a body that is so irresponsible to respond positively to the plight of the state in this challenging period and say, no, we presented $4 million, you have to approve it at all costs. This is how it's done, Nathan.
Well, I mean, that's good. Thank you for the clarity. Now, second and final, no, not the final question, but my second question is, so in terms of national team budgets, that's quite clear. What about technical team members who the FA recommends or appoints? How does that work? Who pays their salaries, and how does the GFA fit in that dynamic?
We are the appointing authority. We go through all the processes. In appointing or in recruitment, in public administration law, in recruitment, you either headhunt or you open for applications. People come in, you do a short list, you go through an interview process, and then you finally make an appointment. These are the two known procedures or processes in appointing coaches in this country.
Okay.
Once we go through the process, we have to go back to the ministry and inform the ministry that we have gone through process A, B, C, D, and settled on candidate Nathan Kwao or candidate Imota Echakwa Achabo. Then the ministry will ask questions. Ultimately, the minister, they will ask questions. Eventually, there is an agreement. We come to salary and remuneration. The proposal from the candidate or the person who has been chosen for the job is made known to the minister. Then we judge all and agree that, okay, the person says he wants maybe $15,000 a month. The ministry says, oh, we can't pay $15,000. Can you go back to the person and renegotiate? This is how much we can pay. So we go back and renegotiate and revert to the minister or the ministry. Once there is an agreement, we send all the documents to the ministry for payment monthly. The account details of the person and what have you is given to the ministry, and at the end of the month, we only follow up to ensure that our staff is paid. Because when it is that coaches are fired and they decide to go to FIFA or CAS, they don't take the government to FIFA or CAS, they take the FA. So it's our responsibility to ensure that the government of Ghana pays the coaches every month. That's our responsibility.
Okay.
Now, let's not also forget that apart from the Black Stars, none of the national team coaches are remunerated by the state. Okay. I remember we had meetings upon meetings with the former minister, Honorable Isaac Esiama. He promised to work on it. It didn't happen. With the immediate past minister, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, it didn't happen. And then now we have Honorable Kofi Adams. We will continue to engage and give reasons why these coaches deserve to be remunerated. Okay. However, in the interim,
so Henry, before you continue, I just want to ask, so if they are not paid by the state, who pays them?
That's what I was coming to.
Okay, all right. Please
we have put in measures to ensure that these coaches are given something whenever they find themselves in Pampam. You know, anytime you see national teams camping in Pampram, from selection stage, for instance, as we speak, the technical team of the Black Starlets have been in the northern part of Ghana for the past 2 weeks. All the expenses are taken care of by the FA. Transportation, accommodation, feeding, per diem, everything is being taken care of by the FA. When they arrive, they will do the southern sector. We will still be paying them. Once they finish and they select the players and send them to Pampam, until they are ready for a competition, government doesn't come in. We pay everything. Feeding, everything. The DM, everything. We pay. For the junior national teams, from selection point to team building point, the FA takes care of every single penny. And this has been the situation since I joined the FA 4.5 years ago. I don't know what happened in the past. I am talking about what I have witnessed in the last 4.5 years.
Wow, that's quite interesting. So let's go to the senior national team head coach's salary. You mentioned that if I get you right, he is paid by the state. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if that is the case, how come we do not know, for example, publicly how much Otoado earns? Why is that situation there? Is it something wired into his contract that prevents us from knowing, or it is a failure of the sports ministry to put out that information into the public domain?
Every single document that covers the coach is sent to the ministry. I think that if it is that ministry see the need to make Ghanaians know how much the Black Stars coach is paid, that should be the case. We are not in a position to hide anything. He is a public servant. For instance, me, I am not paid by the state. I am not paid by the state, so my office can decide not to make my salary public, which is fair. But he is paid by the state, so, and not him alone. His technical team, the assistant and the first assistant and the two assistants are paid by the state. So,
and what about the other members of the back room, the video analyst, all these other people?
They are not full-time staffed employees, so they are not salaried workers of the association.
Okay, but whatever it is they earn, who pays that?
Which one?
Yeah, I'm talking about the back room. You just mentioned that they are not full-time employees.
The only time they earn money is when the team is in action. For instance, there is a game that will be played in Accra and Morocco.
Yes.
That is the only time they earn money. They earn money for being in camp. They are given per diem, and then if the team wins, they are entitled to winning bonus.
So who pays those things, the per diem and the bonus? Is it the FA
state,
or
the
state? Okay.
The state.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's quite clear. So from what you're saying, it means that if we have any questions concerning, for example, Otoado's salary, we would have to direct those questions to the sports ministry.
Absolutely.
I see. Well,
absolutely, because the state, if the statement by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is anything to go by, he says nothing. The taxpayers' money is paid, is used to pay the Black Stars, blah blah blah. So it means that once the state spends on these individuals, the state is entitled to know how much goes into their working conditions or remuneration whatsoever. So I think, yes, it will not be far-fetched to contact the ministry for these details.
Just finally, Henry, you mentioned the Black Stars. They are playing two very important games later this month, one in Accra, one in Morocco. So far, how are preps going from the FA's perspective? How are preps going? What are the things that have been done to ensure that the Black Stars will be in a good place so they can win? They haven't won a game in a very, very, very long time. We all want them to win. So what has the FA been doing to ensure that they can, the team can get the results we all want?
Yes, the last time the Black Stars won a game was in June 2024. and that is appalling.
Yes. So we went 6 whole months without winning a game.
To put it blunt, yes, this is not the Black Stars we've known for years. So it means that we all have to work hard to ensure that things get better and go to the next round of World Cup qualifiers. We've been working a lot, but the funny thing about national team is that until the players step onto the pitch, people think that nothing is being done. The new Black Stars Management Committee have been working. The last time I came to your show, I told you how hard they have been working since they assumed office,
yes.
The number of meetings they have had, and the fact that they have tasked each and every one of them to be take responsibility for different assignments is one of the reasons why our former captain, who is the vice chairman of the committee, traveled to Europe to speak with the players, to give them new energy. And then also we decided that players who got injured on national team call must be given special attention. And so the president himself, the vice, traveled to England to visit Abdul Fattah al-Shahaku. Later, the president of Stephen Appiah traveled to France to visit Ali Duseidu. It's all part of the preparations, to make these players understand that we are part of them. We appreciate their efforts and what they put into their national team or international career. We've also taken the pain to visit almost every player who matter. Almost every player who matter. While the leadership of the FA was going around, we also had technical team members doing things, because we cannot afford to slip twice on the spin. So there was a need for us to attach special importance to the upcoming games. Now, we've been dealing with FIFA in terms of venues, in terms of dates. Correspondence have been ongoing, and then eventually the Accra Sports Stadium has been approved as the venue for the game against Chad. And the date, as was announced yesterday, is March 21. And then we've also been waiting on FIFA to confirm the venue for the Madagascar game, because they have not been playing in Antananarivo for quite some time. We were thinking that they were going to play in South Africa. These things help in planning, because once you know the venue for your first game, you should know the venue for your second game. It helps in planning, it helps in traveling arrangement, it helps in accommodation arrangement. So we are grateful to FIFA that we have received that information ahead of time. We will be going to Morocco. Myself and the head of the national team department have been speaking to our colleagues in Morocco to get more information on the match venue, and also make arrangements for hotel and all of that. So those are the things we have been doing in the last few months. I am sure that per the FIFA regulations, within 14 days to the games, the coach needs to submit his list, and then we send the invitation to the clubs. And so we are waiting for the technical team to submit their list, after which it will be scrutinized, and then within that 14-day period, we will send out the invitation to the clubs, and then we will make the squad public, and then also we'll indicate when the players will start arriving, and then physical preparation will get underway ahead of the 2 games.
Henry, just finally, let's just go back a few steps to this appointment and who pays. I just want to ask one final question on that. Winfred Schaefer, what's his status? Who covers his wage now that he's here to support the Black Stars?
Of course, it's the state. This is not the first time we have appointed a technical advisor for the Black Stars. When Chris Hughton was here, he was being paid by the state.
Okay. All right. I think that puts to bed a lot of the questions we've been asking. But Henry, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate all the responses you've given us. We wish you guys the very best as you prep for the Black Stars, and we wish the Black Stars the very, very best. We need to win a game. I mean, on a more serious note, we haven't won a game as a country in a while, so we really need this to work for all of us, since we all want to go to the next World Cup.
I am very grateful for the opportunity. I just want to say that We are partners in development. I personally, I think I have said this for some time. The last time I came there, I said it. I do not see the media as an enemy. Even when the comments are negative, I still see some positivity in the comments. What would you, Nathan, discuss if tomorrow we wake up and Ghana has beaten Chad 7-0 and we've gone to Morocco to beat Madagascar 9-0? What would you discuss?
Well, we'll definitely talk about that, right? We'll talk about the performance.
But it will not last. It will not last 5 hours when you win 9-0.
Oh, why do you say it won't last 5 hours? Should we win 9-0?
It won't last 5. It won't last 5 hours when we win 9-0. I have been in your seat before, and I know how it works. So the truth of the matter is that when you spend on your child, you expect your child to perform in school. True or false?
That is true. I mean, that is true.
I'm sure your parents invested in you because they believed in you.
Yes.
The state is invested in the team because they believe in the team. When the results are good, they are okay. When the results are not good, they will definitely talk. And this is my position. You understand?
Yeah,
so
I get you.
It is what it is. It is what it is. We appreciate all the feedback. We acknowledge all the positive and the negative feedback. It is our responsibility, which is why I said we acknowledge everything the president said yesterday. He said that he has charged his office and the minister to hold the FA accountable. We are responsible for results. So it is our responsibility to ensure that the team wins.
That's true.
It's as simple as that.
That is true. All right, Henry, thank you so much. Henry Asante-Chum, Communications Director of the Ghana Football Association. Thank you.
ɛna mede dwumadi no nyinaa ɛbɛsi sɛ no wankasa wate ɛwɔ asom no mantumi amfa other updates ataakye because interview no ɛwɔ a ɔtɔbɔ asetie no nyinaa wie a subsequently no na updates aka nyinaa so no mede abrɛ wo ɛwɔ afidi kɛseɛ so Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu ɛna time akyi Dominic Edisane Tamdel ahodoɔ edit to video no so also other comments about my previous videos mo no memfa akonya we so and appreciate your good works and we bond with Manuel TV Sports. Isaac Entry Ofosu Prosper, Baltimore, Edward Parperson, Sedis GH, Rufai Abdullahi, Mr. Bronzy, Evangelist K in Cancer TV, Evangelist Pia Tumutafa, Bibli, Evangelist, no. Kwame Salifu, and so the comment Abba, Olembe Wahab, Rufai Abdullahi, Kwache Emmanuel, Nyankopon Inshaw, close to Mons Nyankopon Yokesi, no Pijan do in Pempenso Sefata, Ewa Prabumu. Mo a mo hwɛ yɛ na so manfa mo comment amba no mo so Nyankopɔn ka mo ho bra ye did the month of February 2025 eba na wie ye me de mo asia makra mo at a Frenchman will say au revoir.